Okay, I have something different for you today. My brother-in-law used a genius move against a car salesman that they never saw coming. And frankly, this story is so good, I gotta share it. Fair warning though, this one's a break from the usual tech tutorials on this channel, but stick with me because it's worth it. Okay, here's what happened. My brother-in-law was in the market for a new car, so he went to dealership number 1 on a Saturday during their busiest time and picked out the exact car model he wanted. He then asked the car salesman to give him the best out-the-door price. After the obligatory back-and-forth conversation, my brother-in-law finally got the quote in writing. At that point, my brother-in-law then asked to take the car for a test drive, of which the car salesman was happy to oblige. But instead of taking a quick spin, my brother-in-law drove the car across town to dealership number 2, who sold the exact same car model. He parked the car in their lot, took the keys and quote from dealership number 1 in hand, walked into dealership number 2, pointed out the window and said, "See that car? That's from your competition across town. And the guy who wrote me this quote is sitting in the passenger seat. Can you beat this price?" He then handed the first quote over. Well, it turns out that dealership number 2 was willing to beat dealership number 1's price. So he bought the car from dealer number 2, all while the other salesman just sat and watched everything unfold. Okay, you gotta admit, that's a great move. Gutsy, no doubt, but pure genius nonetheless. Okay, I gotta admit, I was tempted to end the video right here, but decided to take some time to analyze and break down what my brother-in-law really did. So for anyone interested, here you go. You see, this story really isn't about buying cars. Rather, it's a fascinating case study in negotiation. Let's break this down. For starters, my brother-in-law works in corporate sales, and he's really good at what he does, so he knows how to play the sales game really well. For example, one important strategy in any type of negotiation is to create leverage. And politely stated, most people aren't good at that. Here's what he did differently. First, he walked into the second dealership with a firm, legit number, not some made-up quote he couldn't back up. Basically, he had hard proof. Second, he used real competition instead of fake urgency. He had in hand a real bid that both dealerships could verify. Third, he brought a witness who couldn't be dismissed. Put another way, he wasn't bluffing. He had the actual salesman from another dealership sitting outside in a test-driven car. Fourth, he forced a decision. Dealership number 2 wasn't negotiating anymore. They were reacting. The choice was to beat the price now or lose the sale. He was firmly in control. Last, he wasn't rude or aggressive. He was clever, topped off with some unmitigated gall. He had no shame and he didn't care. He just created a situation where both sides had to compete with reality. All right, that's gonna okay. All right, and that's gonna do it for this one. Love to hear your thoughts about this tactic, and I have a sneaky suspicion the comment section is gonna be lit. Now, if you want to learn more about tech, feel free to sub because I love to have you on board. Thank you so much for watching. And since you're here, YouTube thinks this is a great video for you, so feel free to check it out.